So this video is long overdue. When I publish my book, hello girl, how you doing? I got a lot of people requesting that I did a video on the process, step by step, what I had to do. So I thought, you know, a few months later, after the publication, it is finally time to sit down and talk you through my process, and along the way we can give you some hints and tips on what I did wrong, what you can expect, and just kind of like lead you in the way that I wish someone else had done for me. So just a little bit of background if anyone is new here. Hello, welcome. I self-published my first ever book called Where Is She? Travel to Trauma, One Woman's Journey to Completely Losing Herself. Yes, very catchy title. I published this, I think it was the end of October it came out. It was a journey. It really was a journey. There were so many ups and downs. It was just crazy. And my book did manage at 2 times to hit the bestsellers list, and I'm just forever grateful for that. Once for the pre-order and also once when it was actually published. Okay, so let's start from the beginning, the writing and planning stage. Now, when planning to write a book, I'm guessing you've already got a little bit of an idea of what you'd like to write a book on. So what you're going to do is you're going to just brain dump absolutely everything onto a piece of paper. For me, my book is a true story about my travels and hard times that I faced in Australia when I was traveling there a few years ago. So for me, I just wrote down every single story that I could possibly tell in this book. You will get new ideas and new things will occur throughout the entire process, but first off, just write down everything that comes to mind surrounding the topic you want to write about. And just from one author to another, this is going to be the hardest thing you do in the entire process. This is the hardest. Actually, writing the book, it's the hardest step. Now, in this process, you will probably run into good old friend writer's block, and I want to just take 30 seconds to give you a tip of what I did to completely eradicate writer's block. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a brand new Word document or piece of paper or however you are writing your book, and you are going to put a timer on your phone for 60 seconds. In those 60 seconds, you are just going to write. You are not allowed to stop typing. You're not allowed. So I would literally type, I don't know what to say and the timer's running out. I really don't know what to say. I need to be writing about my book, which is based in Australia, and I just had to keep writing. Whatever you write, it doesn't matter what you write, even if it's just, I don't know what to write, because trust me, it will suddenly, when you are forced to write about absolutely anything, the block goes and you start writing. It's not for your book what you're writing. It's just an ability to let go and the permission to write absolutely anything. And it worked for me so well. So give that a go if you incur writer's block. Also, a couple of apps I used on my Mac. I used the program Scrivener to write my book, which is really good. It is paid for, so it's not necessary. I just loved how you could break everything down to different chapters, move chapters into your notes section so they weren't in the manuscript. Keeps a great word count, you can get lots of stats from it, and it's just nice and clean instead of having one massive Word document that you're having to scroll through hundreds of pages to get to a chapter. This is just like, it's a sidebar and it has all of your chapters laid out. You can add notes, sticky notes. It's brilliant. So if that's something that you'd like, I definitely recommend investing. I think that when I purchased it, it was around 40 or 50 pounds. So it is an investment. I think that's how much it was. Another one, if you can't get yourself off of Twitter or social media, and you actually really struggle with jumping from tab to tab and not focusing on the task in hand, then I recommend downloading, and I think it's for PC as well, but definitely Mac. It's called Self-Control. Now what Self-Control does is you put a timer on and you list websites that it will block for that amount of time. And no matter what you do, you cannot access, even if you uninstalled Self-Control, even if you turned off your Mac and turned it back on, you cannot access them till the time's up. I don't know how they do it, because even if you uninstall the app, it doesn't matter. And I used to have, like, especially YouTube, that was my big one. I just pop onto YouTube, maybe check my stats, and oh no, hold on, look, I'm on the homepage. Oh, look at that video. So I used to have those laid out, and I just used to block them. And once they're blocked and you physically cannot get on them, you suddenly just like think, wow, where's my phone? Because I haven't got it on there. No, it really did help for me. So if that's something you struggle with, then definitely download that. My biggest piece of advice in writing your book, do not edit as you go. Don't. You are going to be so tempted to edit as you're writing. And that can lead to writer's block, that can lead to frustration, and that can lead to a book that's not well written because you're editing before the editing stage. Now, editing comes afterwards. Please remember that. Write down everything and anything. Don't edit as you go. Seriously, that's my biggest piece of advice because it causes so much stress and anxiety and frustration, and you just beat yourself up over maybe one sentence or one paragraph. Leave it, move on, just keep writing, because that's what you're going to pay an editor to do later. Another one I'm going to mention here, but it's to do with marketing, is to start a blog as you're writing it. Now, if you don't know how to start a blog or anything like that, or even a YouTube channel, or you're new to social media, then I highly recommend jumping on Skillshare.
Way, we got a sponsor, we got a sponsor.
This video is brought to you by Skillshare.
No, you guys know I've worked with Skillshare so many times in the past. They are absolutely brilliant, and whether it's you want to start a blog, a YouTube channel, I'm going to get into more. I'm going to link some of their courses down below. Skillshare is an amazing online platform with thousands upon thousands of courses. It's a great community. So whether you're after the basics of how to set up a blog or how to manage your time, or even if it's something completely out of your sphere and you want to learn how to do photography, videography, marketing, business organization, Skillshare literally has so many courses and they're such high quality. And of course, they're treating all of you today to 2 months absolutely free, unlimited access to their courses for the first 500 people to click that link down below. Absolutely brilliant. And if you do decide to carry on your membership for premium after the 2 free months have ended, then it's like less than $10 a month. So it's like super competitive and way cheaper than a lot of its competitors. So I'm going to be linking some really good video courses down below on certain topics I'm going to be covering in this video, but go and check them out. Thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video and bringing everyone a little bit closer to acquiring a little more knowledge. So, starting a blog. Record your progress, but don't just write about your book and writing a book. If you are writing a book on cooking, maybe it's a recipe book, you need to start a blog. Start a recipe blog up. If you're writing a book that's set in the 19th century, write about 19th century history or something related to that. Don't just talk about writing your book. Start to build an audience, however small. Start offering them a lot of value in other content way before your book is going to be published. Like, I have my YouTube channel and it was my way of offering value and content to the audience that I hoped would one day take a chance on buying my first ever book. Okay, so you've smacked your head against a wall a million times. You want to put your book in a blender. You just want to burn it, really. You really hate the sound of your own voice at this point, and you're just wondering, why, oh, why did I start this process? Congratulations, you just wrote your first book, and you are literally feeling what every author feels. Now it's time to get an editor. People think that if you self-publish, you don't need an editor. Very wrong. This is the most crucial step. This is a step that will cost you probably the most money out of all of the things you have to do in this process to self-publish. And it is worth it. You need to do it, because the thing is, with your own work, you won't see your mistakes. You won't. You have read your book so many times that you will become blind to it. Even editors who are also authors have editors to edit their books, because it's just something in us, we can't see our mistakes. No matter how good you think you are at grammar and structuring and storytelling, it doesn't matter. Even editors have an editor when they want to publish a book. So really invest your time in finding a good editor. Now, Amanda edited my book for me, and I will link her down below for you. She was amazing to work with. Avoid Fiverr. I got scammed on Fiverr for, I can't remember how much, but it's a lot of money. And she just kind of like left Fiverr and deleted her account with my manuscript and took my money. Oh, she did send me a version back of the book, one version, with very few edits, and then just like disappeared off Fiverr. Do not use Fiverr. I am sure there are some amazing editors there, but I cannot recommend it because the risk is so high. And with this amount of money, Now, what Amanda did for me, and I think what a lot of editors do, is they will edit a sample chapter. So that way you get to know how they work, what the process is going to be like, and whether they are a right fit for you. So you send them the first chapter of your book, they will edit it for you and send it back with how it will look, like with the new edits, they'll put notes on, and then you can decide like, wow, they've come up with so many ideas, I didn't even see all these mistakes, and you can go from there. It'll be about £8 to £12 per 1,000 words, depending. It all does depend on the editor you work with. It's kind of a ballpark figure for you to have. That's how much editors will charge you, but again, it depends on the type of book, the type of editor you get, you know, things like that. But that'll give you a rough idea of how much to save for this. The editing process is enlightening because you have a professional, a set of fresh eyes who's giving you great ideas. It's all up to you whether you take the advice. You can easily not. I do recommend that you do. And a great editor like Amanda will come out with some brilliant suggestions on structure and flow to really help pull a manuscript that's so raw and riddled with errors to a piece that you can be really proud of. I am so proud of how it turned out compared to what it was like. I don't think it was that bad before, but you know what I mean. So you will go back and forth with an editor until you are both super happy, you more than anyone, super happy with the final product, and then you're ready to move on to cover and formatting. You should have already probably got your cover done before this. I actually had one of my followers, Polly, design my book cover for me. She reached out with like loads of sketches and ideas, didn't even ask for it. Just sent me these like beautiful sketches. So that's the cover of my book, and I just can't. I absolutely love it. I will also link Polly down below. She's phenomenal to work with, and you really want to find someone designing your cover who can, one, take initiative and be very creative and offer you lots of versions and lots of different ideas, and who will sit down in the creative process and you can both talk like, I don't like this element, can we change it? And you'll go through lots of revisions of the cover until you're both happy. You'll also need to get your manuscript formatted. So I'm going to get onto publishing in a minute. I publish through Amazon, through CreateSpace, and also Kindle Direct Publishing. It's now all moved over to Kindle Direct Publishing. I don't think you can use a CreateSpace website anymore. Don't quote me on that, but I know when I published, they had just made the switch that everything went onto the KDP website, where you can do paperback as well. So formatting is basically taking your manuscript and making sure that when it's sent to a printer, that it will come out looking like that, and when it's put on a Kindle or a Kobo or any kind of e-reader, that it looks good and that the chapters are all like set up and everything like that. So you need to pay someone to format it. They use, I think it's called Adobe InStyle or something like that. They use a fancy piece of software to do this. It won't cost you as much as anything else you do, but it's definitely worth it. It's super important. Then they will send you files that's ready for the paperback, for your e-reader, everything like that, and you'll have like all of these files sent to you. Those are the files you're going to upload to Amazon or Kobo or whoever you're going to publish with. Now is the exciting part. You have got your cover, you have a correct formatted file. You're ready to publish? No, you need to be marketing. I need to talk about marketing, and I'm going to link down some great Skillshare videos about marketing as well. But like I mentioned before, you got to start early. Get onto social media, start a blog. Don't stress about it, but just try and give value and content online to try and build hype. When it gets closer to your time, give loads of updates. Maybe give a sneak peek of a chapter or just a few paragraphs. Give people exclusive access to maybe the draft of the cover of your book like I did. When you're marketing, you've got to ask yourself, what does my book solve? If you're writing a cookery book, does it solve the problem of being able to cook meals in less than 15 minutes? What value does your book provide that no other book can provide? For me, it's a true story. My story is unique, and that's where I had to land my value on when I was promoting it. So don't forget, do things like countdowns, create a buzz, get a newsletter email list. You know, don't spam people, but let them know. Giveaways and book trailers. I actually wanted to do a book trailer for mine, but never actually did one, and I think it would have been so much fun. I even planned one out, and it never happened. You can do a book tour or a book launch. I did a book launch party, and I know you're thinking now, when we're self-publishing, you know, it's all about money. Where am I going to find the money to do all these things? Now, a book tour was a bit out of my realm to do, even though it would have been so much fun, and so many people were asking for me to add other cities and come to them. But I mean, I had people come from like Sweden and Finland to my book launch party in Birmingham. It was wild. I'll link up the video for that if you want to see how I organised it and got it together. But a book launch party is a great way of, one, celebrating that you have wrote and published a book. That is an amazing accomplishment. Have fun, have some drinks, have some laughs, and don't worry so much about the money. What I did is I had nibbles and snacks put out. The venue I found was in the centre of town. The room was free, providing an X amount was spent on the bar. So long as you've got the numbers coming in, if everyone brought 1 or 2 drinks, it would cover anyway. And what I did is I set up a ticketing system only because I wanted it to be free. I really did. But then I thought, if it's free, loads of people are just going to take the tickets, and the space up there is really limited. So I'd hate for someone to miss out just because someone decided, like, oh yeah, I'll get a ticket because it's free, even though I probably won't go. So I think I set it at like £5 a ticket, which then gave people a commitment to come, so you knew you'd get the numbers. And that's when I put on all the snacks and things like that for people. I contacted loads of companies to get prizes for the event, and in the video I show you like all the prizes. I got sent so many, and we just did a free raffle. So that £5 got you a drink voucher, so that covered the tab on the bar already. So you get a free drink at the bar, you get nibbles and snacks throughout the night, and then you get a raffle ticket to win some prizes. And it was just an amazing night. I did a Q&A, we chatted, it was fantastic. So, a few words on publishing. Like I said, I published on Kobo and Amazon. It's really simple to get going on there. It really is. There's so many online guides on how to do everything step by step, but it walks you through it. Put in your title, put in your description, upload your cover, and it'll tell you where to upload the file for the paperback, the file for the Kindle, and then I think it takes around 24 hours, and you get to see a live preview to see the inside of the book. Like, it's like one of those 3D viewers. You get to see like each page, and then you'll order a proof copy. Now, proof copies, I believe through Amazon, get printed in the USA, so you do have to pay shipping on that, and it's very recommended that you do get a proof copy. So this is my original proof copy. She's a bit battered and wrote in it and all those kind of things. So this is the original printed version. So you'll get this in the post. I do recommend getting a few copies. You can't really sell them because they have proof in them, but I mean, you could do a giveaway of one. That's completely okay. I mean, it says proof, but it's like a one of a kind. I gave my proofs to friends and families and things like that. When you get to see it, it's just phenomenal. And plus, with the cover and the different colors and things like that, you can't get an idea of what it will look like on a computer. You need to hold it in your hand. Then you can, I literally just read it, and I was super happy, and it looked great, and I was very lucky. If it doesn't, you gotta go back to your formatter if there's a problem inside, or back to your cover designer. So you've got to make sure because you have to wait for the print for one, but then when it comes, you might have to send it back and do that process all over again. So for the ISBN number, which is a number on all of the barcodes, you can buy one yourself. You can create your own little publishing house, and you get loads. They're quite expensive. What I did, I just got Amazon to assign me one, because at that point I was like, I'm never doing this again. I look back and I'm like, maybe I'll do it again in the future, but at the time I was like, just give me the free ISBN. I'm never doing this again. So you can get a free one off Amazon. They'll just assign you one, or you can buy your own. Then you'll set your price. There are price brackets. If you go low, you get 30%. If you go slightly higher, you get 70%. But it all like breaks it down for you. Try and find a nice round point of what you think it's worth. Look at other books within your genre. See what they're selling for when they first publish and see what's right for you. Don't go too high, but also don't undervalue yourself. It takes a lot of time, effort and money, trust me, to write a book, and get your coin, girl, get your coin. You deserve it. You've worked hard. You haven't slept. Good God, girl, at least get money for a latte or something. And then that's it. Your book will be live, but it doesn't stop there. Don't forget to market it after it's published as well. After all the hype and you get like the most amount of sales that come in as soon as you publish it, and it's all happy days, you have your party, you go on your tour, it's all great, you feel super proud of yourself, then try and mark it in every few weeks or something like that. Take your book. I took it to Belize with me, took some really nice pictures. I'll throw them up on Instagram now and again with a link. I can be better at marketing, I'm not gonna lie. Enjoy it, enjoy the moment, and once you've done it, you've done it, and no one can take that away from you. One quick thing I will say about being a bestseller, it was never my plan. It was just a really, really cool thing that happened. But basically, you've just got to, a lot of people Google, how many do you have to sell to become a bestseller? You've basically got to outsell everyone in your category. So if you really want to become on the bestsellers list, then maybe try and plan it if you're going into like crime, not when some of the biggest crime writers are releasing their books, because you ain't got a chance. You ain't got a chance. That is all the information I have. Please let me know down below if any of you are still watching. We haven't done this in a while. Any of you are still watching, write in the comments, penguins can't read, just so I know that you've made it to the end of this video. If you have any questions, please ask the penguin. Let me know down below, and if I can't answer it, then hopefully other people in the community can help out as well. Let's make it a nice little hub of information down there, and I'm really sorry, this is a really long video, but yeah, I know it's been asked for, so there's the massive brain dump. Big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. 500 people, click the link, 2 months, absolutely free, unlimited access, cannot complain about that. And I'll try and answer as many questions as I can down below. But yes, if you're writing a book, keep going. You are doing amazing. It's harder than anyone will ever tell you. And the reward of just knowing you've published something into the world it's joyful. It really is. So keep going. Let's talk down below, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, incoming kisses from Half Face Alley. Mwah! I just kissed myself. That was bizarre. I won't do it again. All right, bye. Oh, by the way, links down below. Don't forget to buy the book. Very important. We got a new price on Amazon as well, so you're gonna save yourself a few quick. Go on, treat yourself. Treat yourself. Treat yourself.